Hello, and welcome back for another round of Tipsy Wednesday. I am your host, Björn, and with me, as always and usual, I have Thomas.
Hello.
And Junior.
Hello there.
Yes. Should we just skip the formalities and jump straight into our topics?
Yes.
How hard do we want to start this off?
What?
Just reading. I don't want to start with Thomas's top topic. Well,
My top topic. It's top trending.
Top trending. Yeah, but I don't know if it's top trending.
No, it's not.
Top trending in the gaming world at the moment is, as we all know, Baldur's Gate. You guys have played maybe just a bit more, maybe
A tad more. And we have talked about this for 2 straight weeks now.
I know, but it's a fucking good game.
We got in a couple of hours earlier this week, but that's about
so you're
it.
just still in the beginning hours of the...
Junior?
We are in the beginning.
beginning hours.
Yeah. We are. We haven't collected all the companion characters yet from the first map or anything, or first act and whatnot. And also it will be the last time we played for quite some time now, because Junior is going to America.
The land of the free. Fuck yeah.
The land of the free with the highest rate of incarceration. Yay.
And the highest rate of guns.
And I'm just saying that so the people will know that Junior is not here next week during the next episode. And also, you don't have to ask about Baldur's Gate next week, because Junior isn't here, so I won't have played it.
I intentionally started off mentioning Baldur's Gate because...
Patch 1.0 is out.
No. I want to mention another game that is hugely anticipated, at least judging from the Steam
So you saw that
charts.
I added 4 topics during the week to talk about, and you added one last minute today, and you just want to start off with it because why the fuck not? You're the main host. You do as you please.
It's a light topic. It's not. So Bethesda, both the publisher and the game developer of this, Starfield, which is a game that will release as the release of this episode.
Nice.
Yes. As of the recording of this episode, it's the top trending selling game on Steam. It's like the top selling game this month. It's topping the Steam charts even before it's released. And
it could have been topping off the Xbox Gaming Pass as well.
Maybe, but
you were not going to talk about that. I thought that was the whole point of this.
No. But my whole point of this is it's a Bethesda game, and seeing how the release of Baldur's Gate, how it's been praised, criticized for it being out of the ordinary in this day and age, as in a released, very finished and polished product thus far, as we know. Bethesda hasn't been known for releasing very polished, finished products, to say the least.
But many of their games turn out really good, even though.
After the community fixes them, and after many patches and so on and so forth. So I just read, despite all of the hype, I just read one of the comments regarding this, Starfield, which person said, what if Starfield turns out to be the new Fallout 76? I was like, yeah, it might just be a total flop. We don't fucking know. I just want to say, stop pre-ordering games.
Even though you pre-ordered.
I thought you mentioned this because it was available for the Xbox, like the Game Pass thing, right? You pay a monthly subscription and you get the whole library of Xbox games.
I didn't know it was available there.
It was available there.
Oh.
And then this week, a week before the actual release of the game, they removed it from the Game Pass. So you have to buy the game. You don't get it in the Game Pass anymore. Like they.
Well, obviously because they want to earn more money.
Yeah. But as the newspapers, even the Norwegian newspapers, are having this as articles, I think maybe they've had it on there, so people could see that. Oh, if I have the Game Pass, I can actually play Starfield.
Mhm.
Jokes on you.
And then they just move it from there. Because, of course, they want the money. And they probably add it back on the Game Pass when sales drop for the game.
How do you do that as a company then? How do you... Because I suspect people buying the Game Pass only for this purpose, only then for it to be removed later. Did you purchase a product and then they just removed the product that you already paid for?
Probably,
which is the case for a lot of people.
You will probably get the money back, I think, because you're not getting what was advertised, especially if that was the reason you bought the Game Pass. I think
regardless if that was the main reason or not, it's a feature that you paid for that was removed.
That it is, but I'm just saying if you don't want the Game Pass anymore, you need to contact the support to get your refund.
That should be automatic. It's too
not
much.
Necessarily, because many people might just want the Game Pass,
Yeah, because Game Pass is subscription based.
Yeah. So you don't
okay.
know who pay for the Game Pass just for a single game, or who pay for the Game Pass for whatever reason.
However, the good guy move would be to just refund that month regardless, and people would
the
be
whole
like,
month,
"Yay,
even for those who are already subscribed.
Yes, that would be the ultimate good guy move. That
Yeah,
would be like,
that
oh,
would
these
go-
ones are...
Microsoft will never do that.
No, of course not.
Because Game Pass, Game Pass Xbox is Microsoft, right? So, but in related news to your Starfield release soon, I saw that the Baldur Gate also put pressure on the soon to come Dragon Age 4 game, which has been delayed and delayed and delayed.
Then this comes out and then delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed now until sometime during next year. But some people are thinking that it might be a 2025 game, and they've taken people off the new Mass Effect game to help to complete Dragon Age, and they rehired some people that had left the company to help them out to make this game good and make it the best it can be as far as BioWare / EA goes. And BioWare did good before EA, I think, with the first Dragon Age and the first Mass Effect games.
As with many EA acquisitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like 20 years ago, isn't it?
It's a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
But when
Still
BioWare, they made good games for that time period. And after EA, they did not do so good. Just have a look at Mass Effect Andromeda. It was a total shit show when it came out.
Yeah, I remember. It was. Didn't they like last minute patch it as well, and which just made things worse? I can't remember the details of it.
I think it was better, but basically they had a lot of the same problems as Cyberpunk 77 came out with. So.
Yeah.
Gaming industry.
And those are the two only games I ever pre-ordered, and both basically flopped or did good a long time after they came out. So. And that was so sad with Andromeda as well. It was super repetitive, but the main story got really good towards the end of the game, and then they canceled the DLC, which probably would have been really good and probably would have brought a lot of life back to the Mass Effect games.
Just asking, have you ever kickstarted a game?
Kickstarted a game?
Yeah, been in the Kickstarter development, because the original Divinity Sin was a Kickstarter project, right?
No, I haven't.
For those of you who don't know, Divinity Original Sin is the same game studio that Larian Game Studios that made Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and for those who don't know games, this means nothing.
Sorry for you guys.
So just ask, have you ever kickstarted something?
No, I have been thinking about it a couple of times when people I follow on social medias are trying to make like new board games or card games, and they kickstart stuff. Like Viva La Dirt League, I think, did a Kickstarter back in the day. Yeah, I were a patron of them for a long time and stuff like that. So I have considered it, but I haven't done it. But I think if the right people comes along, maybe I will do it. Or if the right idea comes along, I might do it.
Björn,
Alright.
have you ever Kickstarted?
I kickstarted the Dark Souls board game. And that turned out to be a physical product, which I received and turned out enjoyable for the few times it's been used. But
maybe we can use it next time I'm up north.
That didn't flop. If that's what you're...
if
that's where you're going.
No, I'm not going there. I just asked if you kickstarted anything.
Yeah.
Have you, Junior?
Yeah.
May we ask what you've kickstarted?
Some hentai shit.
No, not that.
Oh, no.
Subverse.
What now?
The same thing, but only Western production.
Western porn, basically, but Western hentai.
No. It's Mass Effect in porn. Mass Effect in space with porn.
Mass Effect is in space.
Yeah, I don't know.
Porn in space.
Mass Effect, the adult version.
Okay.
With really talented artists. I can guess you have seen some of their works because it's really popular on the internet. So even though you don't seek it, you have seen the works of the people, right?
That's a bold claim, but okay.
Yeah, I can guarantee it.
Subverse.
Subverse. Yeah, it's quite old by this point.
Mm-hmm. Is it a third-person game, or is it a point-and-click, or what type of gameplay is there?
It's a lot, because it's a shmup, it's a RPG, there's a tactical... I don't know.
I have to log in to view this content.
It's on Steam, though.
Yeah, I just Googled it and clicked
Junior,
on the
add a
Steam
comment in our podcast group, the podcast general group, and I'll find something a bit friendly and post it in the social medias.
Okay. You go from something unfriendly and you want me to be friendly. Okay.
No, you just write down the name and I'll find something that can survive social medias.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that we've scared away many listeners by jumping straight into the geeky stuff, shall we move on, Björn?
Yes, we shall. Maybe we'll tackle one of the potentially rougher topics.
I think you should take the one straight above, because it might be considered...
okay.
Or considered, but it might almost be a Kickstarter. Just delayed.
Okay. Let's do a segment we haven't done in quite a while. Thomas, show and tell.
Oi, come on then. Show us something new.
Okay, little man. Tipsy Wednesday presents Show and Tell.
Yes, send me the timestamp as well on this.
Yeah.
Junior asked if I've ever supported someone through Kickstarter. I said Patreon. I did do Patreon for 2 years for Viva La Dirt League. I dropped those, and now I'm doing like the Patreon for another YouTube channel called Abroad in Japan, which is currently my favorite YouTuber and YouTube channel. And the guy who have that channel is called Chris Broad, and he's written a book. And I pre-ordered it, and I've recently received it.
Look at that.
Yeah, Chris Broad. So the book is called Abroad in Japan, 10 Years in the Land of the Rising Sun.
That's a genius name. I didn't realize his name was Broad.
Chris
Broad. And it's abroad.
Yes, it's a clever play on word, yeah.
Clever word play.
Abroad in Japan, yeah. And he has written now a book of his experience in Japan. Basically his YouTube channel is revolved around traveling through Japan, all the 47 prefectures of Japan. He's tasted all the food stuff, so he does that on his YouTube channel. The different foods you get in Japan, all the different landmarks and places to visit, and basically how life is in Japan. And he's covered the disasters from the tsunami to the earthquake to North Korean missiles flying above Japan, and everything like this is covered in the book. And he went there to work as a teacher, basically, through a teacher program they have in England, where you can sign up to kind of travel to Japan and work as a teacher for a year or two, and then get back to home.
Okay, because he's British, so this is all from a what you can say, a Western point of view.
Yeah.
His experience in Japan.
His experience as a Westerner in Japan, the culture shock, and how he's dealt with everything, and also how his YouTube channel got started, and how it's grown from like basically no subscribers to 2.5 million subscribers, right? So I haven't started reading the book yet, but I will. So yeah.
Where did you get the book?
I went into a normal Norwegian bookstore called Nordli, and I asked them if they could order it in for me.
And they said yes.
And they said yes.
Did they have many copies of it, or just the
No,
one you...
They didn't have it. They had to order it, so they got it from England.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's in English, though. So
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so I just have a couple of mangas to read through, and then I will get around to read this book. Because I read them in the order I buy them. So when I buy a lot of books, I just stack them on top of each other, and I kind of read the first one I buy.
All right.
Even though if you want to read the bottom book.
Even though. Because all the books I buy are usually in mangas are like series. So a book every couple of months, yeah, right? So I buy it and I read it. So usually I don't have a stack of books lying around because there's a couple of months between each release in each series. And a manga book has pictures. It's like a pocket book, like a Donald Duck pocket, for those who are familiar with that. So it's quite fast to read through them. And I was on top of things. And then I started getting a lot to do in life with podcasting, editing for YouTube, social medias, work, kids. So I kept buying the books, but I stopped reading them for almost a year. So now I have a stack of books. So just the past week alone, I read through 4 of them.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah. You guys, now we are at show and tell and talking about mangas and books and such geeky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that I collect mangas? In the same way as Thomas does.
No, I collect mangas, you collect hentai. If I'm not mistaken.
No.
Oh, yeah, damn it. Yeah, that's right. You read the Berserk series as well.
Yeah, I got book number 4.
I hope you got 1, 2, and 3.
yeah, I don't sure. Because do you see how chunky this shit is?
Yeah, that's a thick boy.
This is a thick boy, and this is the deluxe edition. So the pages are very, very big.
Nice.
Very big.
And I suspect as it's the deluxe edition, there are more than 1 manga book reprinted in the hardcover.
Yeah, of course.
I
think it's like 3 or 4 volumes.
I've seen other companies reprint older series into like thick books with 3 manga books in one. Basically, I think that is quite normal.
Yeah, but not this.
Not the deluxe edition, but the fact that they reprint and print more than 1 book, and I think 3 are the normal number for reprints into the thick, chunky books.
Yeah, but because the panel gets bigger in the deluxe edition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so even the page gets not stretched, but bigger, I guess.
Upscaled a
Because-
bit, perhaps.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
upscaled.
That is cool. I haven't seen any deluxe edition in my local comic book store, but I have seen the thick manga books where there's 3-in-1.
Yeah, that's quite common.
Yeah, I think
in-
they've started doing that for Naruto and
One Piece.
Ronnie Kenshin and One Piece, yeah. Funnily enough, though, I've seen the Ronnie Kenshin books for a long time. And now they have also remade the anime.
Yeah,
Ronnie
I
Kenshin.
heard.
Yeah, I saw that. I was really excited because Ronnie Kenshin was one of my first animes. Complete animes. I got to binge like 95 fucking episodes of it in the course of a couple of weeks.
And then you
and then
learn-
now many years later I realized, fuck, they have actually given out like 5 new episodes, like remade the entire show to be more accurate to the manga. So of course I've added it to my list, but so far only 8 episodes is out, so I will wait a bit longer and I'll binge the shit out of the first arc.
Where is this available?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll. Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I you wasn't going to ruin the show for you. Shall I ruin the show for you a little bit?
Sure, go ahead.
No, because the author was caught as a pedophile.
I don't care.
he had
Fandom runs strong.
yeah.
Yeah,
because
no,
he had-
because I like the manga or the anime. I don't care about the author, what he does on his off time or get off time, but I care about the work he's done. It's the same. We have talked about it before, like artists doing stupid shit. Can you still listen to the music? Marilyn Manson being one of them for in Björn's case. I don't give a shit what he does in his sex dungeon and whatnot. I like his music. I listen to the music. I don't
You're
give a
not-
shit what Michael Jackson did with kids or anything. I like the music. I listen to the music.
you,
And I don't
you-
care about the artist, what he's doing on his off time. Again, the music. I like the music. I listen to it.
Isn't this a great segment?
Yes, I was going to ask if you guys were finished with your show and telling,
Yes.
because this perfectly leads us into a case we've talked a lot about before, which you just briefly mentioned. Supporting the work or liking the work, but you don't like the person or the action of the people behind the work. In this case, the Lindemann case. By this I assume you mean the lead.
Till Lindemann, the vocalist for
Vocalist.
Ramstein.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
I
your
need
note just says the Lindemann case. Indulge us. Is this regarding the court case or something?
Yeah, I just need to see if I took a screenshot of the article. Yeah, I did. Yeah, they are stopping the what's it called? Efterforskning. What's the English word?
Investigation.
Yeah, the investigations are stopping now. Because he was only accused of a lot of stuff, but no one actually filed a
Lawsuit?
lawsuit against him or anything.
That sounds like mob shit.
It might be, but so it says in the newspapers.
It might just.
Yeah, no
But
one filed
are-
lawsuits. He was only accused by people, but no one actually went to the police with this or filed lawsuits against him.
Yeah, because he's a German hero.
Or maybe because the lawyers
Ah!
threatened to reverse sue them or something, and then nobody dared to go up against the might of the most expensive lawyers the Lindemann has acquired, or something along those lines. I'm just assuming things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I. Or lightly, because it just said that no one had filed a lawsuit, so they stopped the investigation. Don't really know what happens next, though. But as there are no lawsuits, what's what's there to do?
No, unless someone gets proof and balls, maybe.
Yeah, but
nothing.
you're investigating a case because people have accused him of something, but none of those who accuse him actually goes to the police or nothing. They don't press charges. They don't try to file a lawsuit. Like, what are you supposed to do? Then it's
Well, I
just
guess
word
the
of mouth.
case-
That, like, people are just saying it, but no one can prove it.
I guess the
And-
case just officially goes dead from
Probably.
the investigation, police, court case side of things. It doesn't go to court. It doesn't get challenged. But then again, the word of mouth, as you say, it's all. Maybe this will just always linger as one of those maybes. Can we compare this to the Michael Jackson cases? Michael Jackson case.
No, we can't because he's died. But
Well,
I guess-
as in terms of the rumors, did he or did he not? Did Ramstein or did they not? Did Michael Jackson or did he not?
I don't know. Did people like press charges against Michael Jackson? Did people?
I haven't read. There's documentaries about
No,
this
because,
shit.
because
I haven't
we were younger
watched
back
them.
then, so probably we didn't care.
it's just like the hee.
Yeah. And the same goes with Ramstein. I like the music, and I really don't care what he's done. And even if he did do it and he got caught for it and went to prison, I wouldn't just stop listening to Ramstein just because he went to prison.
What about Johnny Leto though?
Who?
Not Johnny, but Leto. The
Jared?
singer of Jared Leto, yeah. He has an old cult and shit.
Yeah, and Marilyn Manson has his own sex dungeon where he traps people for a certain amount of time. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I can appreciate their art, even though the artist is a dickhead.
Yeah, well, I just have to. Maybe I said something along this line, something along these lines before, but it depends on how bad. No, does it even? Depends on how bad of an accusation or how bad of a thing they did. It's no, it doesn't. Maybe I'll just repeat Thomas's statement. I can appreciate the work.
But didn't you stop listening to Marilyn Manson for a while? I think you used him as an example.
Because I wasn't like ever a super fan. I had a few tracks of some of his music in my playlists, but
and you got
it
a bit
wasn't
put
huge,
off.
Yeah, I got a bit put off, but I wasn't a hardcore fan to begin with.
I'm not a hardcore fan of Marilyn Manson, but they do have songs I appreciate or like. So if they're on, I'll listen to them. And sometimes I put them on because I haven't heard them in a long time and I felt like it.
Yeah, I just use Spotify Radio.
So if it accidentally comes on, it's not by your doing.
It's
Is
not
that
by-
what you mean? It's
not
not
by
in your
design.
control, not your
Yeah.
design, your desire. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there are so many artists, like actors and music artists and authors and stuff that has shady pasts or do shady stuff and get caught for it. Are you supposed to stop reading their books, watching their movies, listen to their music, appreciate the art that they've done?
And when you get more and more famous for your work, I guess more and more accusations get thrown your way just because of your reputation, regardless. And accusations or whatever gets more attention the more famous you are.
Of
So,
course they do. Let's take Ezra Miller, for example. He's a fucking
Remind
idiot.
me.
The guy who plays Flash in the DC
Okay,
movie
yeah.
verse. Right. He also played in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I haven't watched that movie.
There are 3 movies.
Oh.
He's one of the main
It's the
characters
Flash
for
guy.
those. Yeah. And things were lining up for him because he did quite well, and he's part of the LGBTQ and all those things that Hollywood likes. But he's an idiot. He has had fights with his neighbors. He broke into someone's house for whatever reason. I don't remember the case exactly. He had been on vacation, I think on Hawaii or something. Maybe it was there he broke into someone's house because of something and started a fight with the couple in that house. And he's just done a lot of stupid shit. And I think he's cancelled. And I think Warner Bros. Were thinking about cancelling the Flash movie. Which is out now, though, but they were thinking about it. So he's a dickhead, but I still appreciate him as the Flash, the character, because he's fucking funny.
Yeah,
I can appreciate the work he's done, because he did an amazing job with his acting skills, portraying the character, and I can appreciate that. What he does on vacation, drinking and breaking in or whatever it was he did.
Breaking and entering.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
you know he's been to jail or something like that because of all this.
Yeah. And the same could be said for the guy who plays Homelander, Anthony Starr.
Is he a dickhead?
He might have been at some point because he didn't like a waiter or something while in Spain, and he knocked him out. So he just was Homelander on vacation, basically, at that time as well. And he didn't get cancelled for it, so...
Does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, as he said himself in a TV show, though, but it seems to apply wherever he is.
Yeah, but isn't it a bit unfair? I guess they had to suffer the consequence, right?
Perhaps. I don't know. If Anthony Starr beat me up, I would probably brag about it. You see this, Mark? It's from fucking Homelander.
What if you get brain damage or something like that?
Yeah, then I hope my family would sue him. But yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
But just a regular bar brawl, like you get a bit beat up, a bit bruised. I think I would actually like tell people about it and kind of enjoy it after a couple of days.
Yeah, it would be a story, an interesting
story.
Yeah,
it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine this waiter that Anthony Starr knocked out. He could be like, I gotta tell you a story about the time Anthony Starr knocked me the fuck out. Like, it would be a really good story.
The Homelander.
Yeah.
The sheriff of Banshee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beater of waitress.
Waiter. So. It wasn't a waitress. A waiter. A man.
Right. Yeah. Shall we tackle our last topic, Thomas?
Yeah, you marked one and you didn't really talk about that.
Oh, didn't you mention?
I just mentioned, but I was hoping you were transitioning over to that topic while I talked about the actor.
Care to indulge us even further about the actor of The Flash?
Ezra Miller. Not him personally this time, though, but the Flash movie they wanted to cancel, but didn't. It was released now a while back. It was on cinemas. Didn't do really well in the cinemas. Kind of flopped. I think they lost a lot of money on it. But the time has come now. It's free, or if you if you have a subscription on HBO, you can watch it there. Though, and so I did, and I quite enjoyed the movie. And I think the part I liked about the movie, I think they hoped would bring in the money for the movie as well, because I think they tried to play on the older people. You guys remember Michael Keaton as Batman, the late 80s, early 90s movie? Him and Jack Nicholson as Joker.
I remember Jack Nicholson, but not the other guy.
Michael Keaton was playing Batman back then. Then he did a follow-up movie with Danny DeVito was the villain as Penguin, and they had some other famous people, which I don't remember the names of.
No wonder.
And that movie, they were really dark, and it was the first like dark Batman movies after the old TV shows and whatnot, which were
because they were like cartoonish.
They were very cartoonish, yeah. And these were really dark and grim and action-packed and really, really awesome. So I think they played on nostalgia, having him back. And for those who don't know who Michael Keaton is, other movies he's done was the Beetlejuice in the middle of the 80s. He played the villain to the new Spider-Man in the first Spider-Man movie. Homecoming, was that the name of the movie? Spider-Man Homecoming. He's the bird guy, Vulture. Really famous actor. He plays Batman again. And that was really awesome to see him back as an older, basically retired Batman when Flash meets him. Because in the Flash, or in the universe itself, Ben Affleck is Batman for the Justice League movies, where the show starts. And Gal Gadot is there as Wonder Woman as well, and then Flash runs back in time to change something, and he ends up messing up the timeline. And he meets Michael Keaton, the basically the first of the new generation.
OG.
Yeah. And he meets another version of himself. So the two Flashes are basically the comic relief as well in the movie. And we have Michael Keaton as the serious old Batman trying to do his shit. The timeline is messed up. Superman isn't there. Instead, it's Supergirl. And they meet the bad guys who was in the first, not the first Superman movie, but the reboot movies. General Zod, who faced off against Superman, played by Henry Cavill. It's the same actor playing General Zod again in this universe as well. So everything is kind of neatly packed up for you to enjoy the universe as a whole new thing, basically. And it's quite fun. The CGI and stuff like that isn't Disney level. To say the least, the CGI is quite bad. But if you take it for what it is, it's a funny movie with some serious aspects. And the CGI is okay, but it's not overly good. But
Are you excited?
I quite enjoyed the movie. And of course, every time Flash changes something in the past, things change in the future. And a part of the movie, have you see different parts of different universes almost merging. So you get to see Nicolas Cage as Superman in a cameo. Because he was about to
hold on. This movie is just fun for you because you have watched all the other movies.
As I'm about to say, the Nicolas Cage Superman movie never was. It was supposed to be, but they cancelled it.
Yes.
They did some test shots, and that's it. And now they brought him back just to represent that part that never was, that could have been.
Yeah, but because you are such a geek, so this is very funny for you. But if you're a normal person, this sucks.
Maybe. And you get to see George Clooney as well as Bruce Wayne. He played against Arnold Schwarzenegger in the late 90s. It was a really bad Batman movie. But again, they just mix parts from all the old stuff with the new. And that's the nostalgia trip. But the Flash himself is quite new. And the humor has nothing to do with the other stuff. Those are just like cameos.
Hold on. Is the villain able to run like the Flash? Like, is the villain another Flash?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Predictable.
Yeah, because that's basically what the Flash does. He has a multitude of evil speedsters, as they call them. Other people with the same ability as the Flash.
Yeah.
The
but
other
he
Flashes
just has to outflash them.
Yeah, he has to outrun them. Yeah.
That's part of it. The other part is he messing up stuff. He gets stuck in the past. He has to figure things out, how to fix them and get back. You get to see the, as I said, General Zod from Superman 2013 come again to try to destroy the Earth, and you get a lot of stuff within it. So, yeah. They even go to Russia and beat up a lot of Russians. Why not? That's good fun these days.
That's popular these days.
So yeah, if you have seen any of the old Batman movies, I think you can appreciate this movie. If you just want a kind of a light superhero movie with a bit of comedy, it will be fine to watch. Because it's quite funny, the movie. It's something you can watch with your family, basically, if they're into superheroes. So yeah, I don't think it was as bad as the box office kind of represents, because I think people are tired of superhero movies, and maybe how Ezra Miller have acted the past couple of years has also put a bad taste in people's mouth. So I think there are a lot of factors playing into why it flopped. Not necessarily the movie itself, but circumstances around it. Like the superhero era is kind of reaching an end. Ezra Miller was a dickhead. And stuff like this. And the DC movies haven't been as good as the Marvel movies in general either. So that's probably also part of it.
They've always been the shadow behind the Marvel universe in terms of superheroes.
What DC does really good are basically standalone Batman movies.
Yes.
You had the Dark Knight trilogy. You had the first of the old 4 Batman movies. I think they did Batman justice in Justice League, like how Ben Affleck played him was really good, but the entirety of things mixed together just wasn't a good fit for DC. They do their animated movies really, really good, better than Marvel, I think. But when it comes to live action, they just don't got it. There's something there. They just can't make it work really good. But the Flash movie, yeah, if you have nothing better to do, it's an okay watch. If you just want something light-hearted and funny, and superhero mixed into something, so it's quite good. That and the Shazam movies are funny and light-hearted to watch.
Do yourself a favor and watch Barbie.
I will, but not in the cinemas. I will wait till it get out. I will watch that, and I will watch Oppenheimer. But first, this weekend, or the weekend that just was, when you listen to this episode, I will have been I will be watching John Wick, because it's out on streaming services now.
Yes,
John Wick 4, because
I didn't
catch
good
it on cinema. Yeah, I watched a lot of cinemas before, but all my cinema buddies have moved away, so the only times I go to the cinemas now is with my kids. And Oppenheimer and John Wick wasn't a movie I could take my kids to watch. Barbie, yes, but my daughter went with her friends, and I didn't want to go alone and see Barbie.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, that's really funny, because they did a Barbie reference in the Flash movie, way before the Barbie movie came out, even.
Yeah. Do you know that movie has been in development hell forever? So they are like, oh, we need to be relevant. Let's go.
No, it's just it's from the song, the Barbie song from Aqua. They make some references to that, to the song. And I laughed because the Barbie movie has released as well now, so it just it just fits so perfectly, the timing when I watched the Flash movie compared to the Barbie movie. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do we wanna? I'm just looking at the time. It's almost time to wrap up. Do we wanna?
Yeah. The topic that was skipped last week can be skipped another week. It's no stress.
It will be mentioned in our most likely first ever duo podcast. Missing one of the trio because he'll be escaping to the land of the free.
Mostly free.
Mostly free.
The land wasn't free.
Yeah, well,
freedom.
If they were truly free, would they need Black Lives Matters and stuff like that?
If
Just
the
a-
world was free, would the world need it?
Yeah, but it started in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started in the land of freedom. Fight for freedom.
Hmm.
I thought they were the
Yeah.
land of the free, not still fighting to be free.
Yeah, let's not tackle that at the end of the show. So I'd like to thank our listeners for sticking with us for this mostly nerdy episode once yet again. If you like what we do, please support us or follow us in the link below. The one link to rule them all, which leads to all of our social medias. Follow us there, give us...
On that link, you can send us an email if you have certain topics you would like us to discuss as well.
Yes, please, and give us feedback or criticism or praise, whatever.
Tell us how we can be better. Feed us with extra things you want us to discuss.
We'll help you with your questions from...
Yeah, or if you have a problem you want solving, you can ask us and we'll come up with a solution for you.
If you want 3 privileged white males to give you the answer to your question, then sure. Next week it'll be 2. Well, yeah. But that's a wrap, guys. So with that, I'll say thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.